Hi, meet Frank. He's a regular guy with a steady job and enjoys life. Frank has collected some money and wants to move into a new house with his family. He has two options. His first option is to build this house on his own. He can choose to buy the raw materials like sand, cement, bricks, steel, etc. directly from the suppliers and build the house himself. But by choosing this option, Frank could be exposed to many risks. There is a possibility that he may end up not buying the right quality of material due to lack of knowledge. He may also end up paying more because he misses out on the discount reserved for bulk purchases. Then, there is the task of finding specialists in the field, like an architect, a civil engineer, a plumber, a carpenter, an interior decorator and other experts to help him build his desired house. However, hiring them exclusively for himself will come at a significant price. The whole process could also be very time-consuming and end up costing Frank more than what he could afford. And in case of a failed project, Frank will have to deal with the consequences alone. Bottom line, the risks involved with this option are really high. But Frank has another option. He can choose to share the cost of building this house with other people who also wish to build a house for themselves. Meet Sheila, Bala and Rohan. They are all looking to build a house similar to the one Frank wants. Say hello to the builder. He is an expert in building houses and has been in the business for many years. By buying a house from him, Frank and the others will collectively get the benefit of the builder's expertise and also get an opportunity to share costs. The builder divides the expenses of making the houses amongst all the buyers. And because he is buying material for so many houses, he gets a bulk discount. In addition, the fees charged by the skilled professionals he hires, like the architect, the interior decorator and others, to put this project together, gets shared with all the house buyers. All in all, going collectively is a better option for Frank than going alone. Mutual funds also work in a similar manner. A group of investors with similar investment objectives come together and pool in their money to invest collectively. In the case of a mutual fund, the builder's role is played by the fund manager, who is an expert at deciding where to invest this collected pool of money. The different kinds of raw materials used to construct the building is akin to the different stocks or bonds that the fund manager buys depending upon the investment objective to build the portfolio of the mutual fund. Identical to a civil engineer, an interior decorator and other experts who are involved in the process of building a house, there are experts like an analyst, a broker, a risk manager, and others who contribute to the fund management process. The investor gets the services of all these experts for a fee which is referred to as the asset management fee. And just like the value of Frank's house, which may increase over time, the value of the mutual fund may also go up as the price of shares and bonds that the fund manager has invested in rises. An investor who invests a certain sum in a mutual fund is allotted units that collectively represents the invested amount. The number of units that the investor gets depends upon the value of each unit and the amount of money invested at a given time. The value of each unit in rupees is denoted by the net asset value, which is commonly referred to as the NAV. It is calculated by dividing the total value of the mutual fund less asset management fees by the number of units issued. For a moment, let's go back to the example of houses built by the builder. Let's say the building has 100 houses, each costing 50 lakh rupees. Then, the total value of all the houses in the building is 50 lakh rupees into 100 houses which equals 50 crore rupees. This means that if Frank has 50 lakh rupees to buy a house, then he will get one house for that sum of money. 50 lakh rupees divided by 50 lakh rupees per house. In the context of a mutual fund, if the NAV of the scheme is 10 rupees per unit and the investor invests 10,000 rupees, then the investor receives 1,000 units. Number of units equals 10,000 rupees divided by 10 rupees. The NAV per unit of the scheme may rise or fall depending upon the prevailing market price of the stocks or bonds in the mutual fund. If the NAV per unit rises, the value of the money invested will also rise. For example, if the NAV per unit of the scheme rises from 10 rupees to 11 rupees, then the value of the 10,000 rupees invested will rise to 11,000 rupees. That is 1,000 units into 11 rupees per unit, which equals 11,000 rupees. On the other hand, if the NAV per unit of the scheme falls, the value of the investment will correspondingly come down. In this module, we have understood the concept of a mutual fund and net asset value. Thank you for watching this presentation. We hope you found this video helpful. This is an investor education initiative by the Franklin Templeton Academy. Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.